Everyone, back tuning into today's video. It's Monday at Gas Weather. This would can mean only one thing. Yeah, it's Europe Day every Monday at Gas Weather. So we have a look at the weather for the coming week across the continent, and today is no exception. So we're going to do the European outlook, but before I get on with that, just want to do a few things. But all I want to say about the charts are coming from the website weathercentral.de. You can find the link to Weather Central on my links page. Also, want to mention the advertising. There's green keyword ads on my page. If you interact with those green keywords, if you roll your cursor over green keywords, they'll display ads. And when you look at the ads, and especially when you click through the ads, you support GasWeatherVids.com. But you don't have to click through, you can just look at the ads, and as I say, you'll be supporting GasWeatherVids by doing that. Now, before I get on with the European outlook as well, I just want to say about a complaint I've had. I've had a complaint asking why I never use the terms Benevolence and Belgium, and well, I hope I haven't offended anybody. I've always been using the terms below countries for that geographic region, but I've had a bit of a, I think somebody's raised their eyebrows a little bit at what I've been doing. So Benevolence, Belgium, below countries, to me, it's all sort of the same area, but if I have upset anybody, I'm very sorry about that, and I will endeavour to use Belgium and Benevolence a little bit as we go through the forecast. So this is the situation today in terms of the weather across Europe. We've got low pressure up to the north and the northwest, particularly through Scandinavia and going down to the north of Scotland. But high pressure really is dominating many central western parts of Europe. This big area of high pressure extending through many central parts of the continent. And then once we come down to Italy and through into the southeast of Europe, we are under low pressure in the southeast. It's much more unsettled down there. So you have a look at the upper air temperatures. It still is really quite a warm scene across many central and western parts of the continent. Actually, virtually the whole continent's on the milder side of average. The cold air is restricted to the very far north of Scandinavia and going down into west of Russia. But really, most parts of the continent are pretty warm just at the moment, although we have lost the intense sort of heat now through the Mediterranean. Now, the story in the coming weeks is going to turn a lot colder across many parts of the continent, but we'll get on to that in a moment. So there's the weather system to the northwest and the west of Scotland, producing some outbreaks of rain. Also got rain extending through in towards Norway, some quite heavy rain there, and some showers pushing through into other parts of Scandinavia. But then through much of central and western Europe and over to the east, it's actually mainly dry until you come down into the southeast of Europe and through the Mediterranean. And then we've got heavy showers and thunderstorms extending from the central basin of the Med through Corsica and Sardinia into Italy, over the Adriatic and down into the southeast, so through the Balkans, down into Romania and through in towards Greece. We have got some quite heavy thunderstorms down there. Temperatures, well, it's pretty warm across much of the continent, particularly central and western areas are warm. It's above average anyway, with temperatures at least into the mid to high teens at the most places. It's cooler in the Mediterranean though. It's still warm, of course, but it's cooler than it has been with those heavy showers. Now, running through into the middle of the week, this weather change is going to start happening. The high pressure is going to pull out into the Atlantic, and we're going to start to bring a cold front down through Ireland and the United Kingdom. We're going to have a cold front on that weather system moving across from the north. It's going to be introducing Arctic air, so much of the west and northwest Europe will be turning unsettled through the middle of the week as that high pressure pulls out in the Atlantic, and also high pressure slipping into the east of Europe. So there's the cool air coming down through Scandinavia into the United Kingdom and much of Ireland as well. It's still pretty warm to the south and the east of that, so into the middle of the week it's still quite a warm scene for much of the continent. But in terms of the showers, well, we should be seeing these showers and thunderstorms starting to ease off a little bit through central parts of the Mediterranean, through Italy, still going on through the Adriatic and into the Balkans, particularly perhaps centred down towards Greece once again. But I think those showers will be starting to die down a little bit through the middle of the week. But in contrast, it'll be turning more unsettled up in the northwest, so becoming wet and windy across Scandinavia. Eventually there'll be some sleet or snow coming into parts of northern Norway and Sweden. Also showers and longer spells of rain coming through Ireland and Britain. Once we get down to Germany, France, Spain and Portugal, it's mainly dry there. But for the Netherlands and for Belgium, I think we are looking at some showers through the middle of the week. The temperature show it is cooling off for Scotland and Northern Ireland through midweek. temperatures begin to drop for England as well, and certainly for Ireland also, but the rest of the continent still relatively warm through the middle of the week. That warmth will be disappearing. Things completely different as we go through towards the end of the week. The high pressure is back in charge through Scandinavia, stretching out through Scotland, but low pressure is taking control of weather through many central and western parts of the continent. That's a cold trough of low pressure as well, so look at the upper air temperatures, much cooler across many parts of Britain, Ireland, down into France, through the Low Countries, Belgium and the Netherlands. Holland as well will be under that cool air, going into Germany also. Yeah, we're going to have some cool air through those regions. It's a case of showers or longer spells of rain through much of Britain, down into France, through the Low Countries, in towards Germany, and then down in towards parts of northern Italy as well. So that could be quite heavy, falling in snow probably over the Alps. Many central, eastern and northeastern and northern and Nordic regions will be dry through the middle of the week, that area of high pressure building in. It's still relatively dry down across Spain and Portugal. Look at that, really cold through the middle of the week, through the end of the week, across France and much of Germany. Temperatures will be down into single figures, just 7 or 8 degrees being indicated there for Germany, just at 9-10 degrees for France as well. Much cooler for Ireland and Britain also. You really will notice it in the west, the big drop in temperatures. By contrast, it's still pretty warm actually in the east under that ridge of high pressure. Going through to next weekend, the suggestion is that we'll keep blocking areas of high pressure sitting to the north of Scotland, going through Scandinavia, possibly bringing some very cold air into the far north of Scandinavia from the Arctic though next weekend. But really the idea is high pressure to the north of the east, low pressure as a cold trough still sitting there through central and western parts of the continent. So the upper air temperatures show that the warmth is extending through central and eastern parts of the Mediterranean, going up into Eastern Europe. Not too cold over Scandinavia, although it is a ridge, so probably cold by night. But there's that very cold air beginning to plunge into the very far north of Scandinavia next weekend. But many central and western parts and northwestern parts of the continent will be really rather cold or cool through the weekend under that trough of low pressure. Still showers, longer spells of rain for the United Kingdom, stretching through the Netherlands and Belgium, going on into Germany, up into Denmark, down in towards France as well. Showers, longer spells of rain there. Mainly dry to the north and the east of that and that ridge of high pressure, although heavy snow will be piling into northern Scandinavia on that gale force northerly wind. And through the Mediterranean, it's mainly dry actually through next weekend. The showers finally disappear from the southeast of the continent. It's an east-west split through next weekend in terms of the temperatures, but warmth is in the east and particularly the southeast. Very cool scenes still through much of Germany, the Low Countries, France, United Kingdom, Ireland. Really cool in those areas, temperatures struggling to get into double figures, and certainly feeling very autumnal. So in summary, well, it's going to be a week of change. We're starting off pretty warm across most parts of the continent today, but temperatures will be dropping through the week, particularly through central, western and northwestern parts. Going to turn a lot cooler from midweek onwards, starting in Scotland and gradually pushing south and east through into western parts and central parts of Europe. The warmth will extend into the east though. And that's it, autumn's coming. That's it for now, thanks for watching.